and right into the stretch. Looking back and throws up the middle. Rose is on his way around. Picked up by Otis.
Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now? I say, here comes the boom, ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Boom, here comes the boom, ready or not. How you like me now?
You don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati.
You are watching live as I hustle back in here with my milk. The best free agency podcast this side of the Licking River. My name's Santori Miles. I will play safety for food. We got Greg. We got Bengal Dad. We got Cincy James. Dale's somewhere over in Timbuktu. How we doing? How we doing? Let's do this! Hey, a lot of fake energy for losing two safeties today, boys.
Hold on. We got to talk about this. You brought milk. Did you have 2 cracker bombs?
No. No.
I kid. All right.
I am a little bitter about that. I love the name of the chat. For those of you that don't know, I saw Gold Star was doing this thing where they were doing some they bring the guys on there. They're trying to do a Hot Ones thing. And they brought on some local people and, hey, here's a Bengal trivia question. If you get one wrong, take a cracker bomb, which is a cracker about the size of this with a drop of hot sauce in it. And after about 2 or 3, a couple guys were like, I need a milkshake. And I messaged Gold Star. And I was like, hey, if you want someone that can actually handle heat, let me know. They're like, well, the Bengal guys already did it. And I was like, the fuck? So I watched it. Another 2 or 3 cracker bombs. They're done. Gold Star. If you're freaking listening, boom! Come on. 2 drops? I'll drink this whole thing tonight.
One more.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there he is.
I've seen you almost die before from it. Yeah. Well, let's not do this again. Yeah. Let's not do
Frank's is nowhere near that one chip challenge.
No.
Nowhere near.
Definitely not.
But I needed some milk with my hash browns. I'm having breakfast for dinner.
There you go, buddy.
Need a little milk.
You can never go wrong with breakfast for dinner.
Goodness. So what do we want to start with? Do we want to start with sponsors?
Yes, because we have some sponsorship news today.
We got a new one. They didn't make news.
Let's. All right. So
you got 2 of them down there.
Do what?
You got 2 of them down there.
There's 2. Obviously, we've got Brimminghorn Meadery. Go for it, Santori. You're the best at this with Brimminghorn.
Brimminghorn Meadery. Are you a fan of honey? Are you a fan of wine? Are you a fan of having a nice, supple buzz while sitting on your back patio? Picture this. It's summer. The geese are flying, shitting all over your yard. Dale's mowing his mom's lawn. It's a great, great atmosphere to be.
My mom's dead.
She is, but you mowed her lawn a lot, and I tried to make you feel better.
Well, that didn't make me feel any better.
I'm sorry. You're ruining the ambiance, Dale. It's a nice summer evening. Greg's outside with a push pop. You got some honey, you got some wine, you got some meat. You got a nice little happy just going. You're feeling great. The Reds are on the radio. It's 1972. Things are actually great, and it's perfect. Brimminghorn Meadery. If you don't know what mead is, it's a combination of honey and wine, and fantastic drink. Partners with us, big Bengal fans, based out of Delaware. You can't go wrong. Actually had the product. I personally don't drink much. Have had this. I will give it an A+. 15% off. Use our code HOODAY9. Orders of 2 bottles or more. It's going to ship to almost everywhere in the United States except Montana. Don't know what Montana did to get in trouble, but they got fucking axed from the program. Sorry, Montana. You can't get any Brimminghorn.
Oh, my gosh.
They did it to themselves.
Brimminghorn is like a safety to the Bengals right now.
They're gone.
Too soon. Too soon. All right. As you can see, we do have another sponsor, 3waycity.com. Cincinnati.com.
If you're not from Cincinnati, it sounds terrible.
Right.
If you're from Cincinnati, it makes a whole lot of sense. There's our man Adam right there in the picture showing off the jacket. Three-Way City is a great local brand. Kind of, playing off our local, paying homage to the Skyline and Gold Star. Doesn't matter what chili you love. Camp Washington, Skyline, Gold Star, Empress. We can keep going down the list. Giving the city just a little bit of love. Three-Way City, great brand, great hats. They got the Onyx jacket on sale right now. I'm going to count me one of them bad boys. You better believe it. Show our man some love. Shop local. Shop Ohio. Shop Cincinnati, man. And you can get a crop top just for Greg.
And don't cheat. Have a 3-way. It says it right there.
Don't cheat. Have a 3-way.
That's
Invite
right.
the family.
And listen, they are a company that started last year, kind of like this podcast. Started last year. Is it fate? Probably.
But
How can I tell my wife that having a 3-way is fate?
When it's with me, it doesn't matter, Dale.
Well, I was kind of, wanting another female, but yeah.
Well, you know what? Beggars can't be choosers.
Right.
But listen, go to their website, www.threewaycity.com. Check out their merch. They got some really cool stuff going on over there. They're going to keep us in the loop, so that way when they're dropping a new product, we can throw it right out there to you guys, so you guys can see all the fresh stuff that they're putting out there.
Dale's got the spooky Halloween theme going on back there.
Bengals. I got Bengals lights.
That's right.
Bengal Dad, guys, is it just me? Does it look like Bengal Dad has like horns in the back of his head?
Yeah, you can.
I am positioned in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Like he's got horns on.
Dale's got the spooky glow. You got devil horns.
We got devil horns.
I'm
What
checking
about
hot
that back
sauce.
there?
There's
And
serious Louisiana heat to this episode tonight.
And
Well, it's what happens when you just start talking about 3-ways. Everyone have a 3-way. It all goes to hell.
well, and then Pork Chop wants the crop top. He might wear it when he's having a 3-way. Who
I
knows?
might buy him a crop top.
God, all right. So we talked about free agency rankings as far as how hard it gets you. Oh no, that's just my own rankings.
It's your
Well,
Yeah.
well, Bengals and Brews rankings. I would have to go with. I'm going to come if he wears that 3-way tank top.
Oh my gosh. I love it. So, did something happen today?
A lot happened today.
We went backward.
Bengal Dad, take a chill pill.
We went backward.
It's just
Today.
day one, buddy.
Today.
If I got one more person to tell me to either calm down
Yeah.
or remember who Tyson Anderson is, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
I'm not upset. It's just what happened.
I'm not upset either. We knew Bates was gone.
Sure.
We knew it was either going to be Bell or Pratt. We thought it was probably going to be the either way.
Yep.
It's really just one position flipped than we thought, and it erases all the starters in one room, which is
And
a little bit, but
And we kept the younger player.
we did.
But no, Santori, answer me this: how is it usually? Is it just me, or is it every year? It just seems like there's a bunch of free agent safeties. I'm not saying it's an easy position, but it just always seems like there's always a bunch of good safeties out there every year. Is it just me, or
It might be just you. I don't know. I haven't looked too hard at the safety classes every year. I haven't had to look at safety in probably 4 or 5 years, to be fair. So I don't know. You could be right. It seems like it's a position that there's at least 2 or 3 in the draft every year. It seems like there's always 3 or 4 in free agency. But here's the deal. There's 64 starting safeties in the NFL. The Bengals
And
have...
R2 chose to play for 2 of the worst teams in the NFL.
Yes, sir! Chasing that bag.
Yeah, it's all about the money.
yep,
Yeah, that's what it is.
money and run?
I'm not going to complain too much. They did draft Dax Hill for a reason. We did anticipate Jesse Bates leaving. You really just lost one guy that you thought was going to be here for another year or two. He is getting closer to 30. He's probably not the hardest person in the world to replace. We always say most guys are replaceable. It is what it is. There's a ton of safeties out there this year. Quite a few. There's already rumblings the Bengals are in talks with. A lot of them are around 25 years old. You know, as long as they do what they've been doing the last 3 or 4 years, I'm really not too concerned.
Typically when they lose a player, they replace him with somebody the same or better. That's just what's been going on in the last few years.
Wait a second. Hold on. Is this real? Matt, are you pulling our leg?
Come on, man.
He's probably saying like they should sign him.
Okay.
Go to the Twitterverse. I
Matt,
should probably just keep Twitter open.
yeah. Yeah, somebody keep Twitter open.
I'll just keep it open for the time.
So, I mean, there's some names out there that still haven't signed. You know, obviously, since free agency actually opens on Wednesday. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
4:00.
Yeah, Juan Thornhill, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson Jr., Jordan Poyer.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson Jr. Jeez, Joseph and Mary, what a mouthful.
Yes.
Jehoshaphat's.
I mean, guys like Jimmy Ward, Julian Love, Taylor Rapp, all these guys that have not signed. Who's somebody that you guys want?
I'll take any of them, honestly. Seriously, there's about 4 or 5 guys in that name you listed. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's one that I would for sure take. He's very versatile. I've seen him play up in the box, slot corner, outside safety. There's not too much of a difference between free safety and strong safety anymore. They're relatively fluid positions. Juan Thornhill is definitely one I'd take a look at. Taylor Rapp is a guy that Zach Taylor, obviously the connections there from his time in LA. There's quite a few that kind of make sense, and we really just need one. So
You just need somebody whose talent level is similar to what you lost, but they're coachable.
Yes.
That's really coachable is probably the most important piece of this.
Well, and
Be in the right place.
A lot of these guys that we're talking about are going to be half or less of what Jesse Bates got.
Yeah. Well, so one that Santori didn't mention, but that was mentioned before, was Julian Love.
Yeah, I've seen his name too.
He's only 24, and he was a captain this past season. So if you're trying to replace leadership, also Bell being a captain, you get maybe a younger version of a guy who could play as well as Bell.
Yeah.
I don't know what the contract will be, but if it's a few million less because he's going to sign tomorrow or the next day, that's a guy to just keep the name out there.
They're projecting him. Looks like 8.3 is what they're projecting him per year. So again, half of what Jesse Bates got.
Right.
Fourth
Which
highest safety ever.
what did Bell get? Did we ever find out what Bell got? Because
I haven't seen yet.
I haven't seen it either.
No,
I feel like we're not replacing Bates because that was the Dax Hill first round pick, which you're
Bell
You know,
is projected to get 8.
yeah. And that I would have been fine with giving Bell 8. But anywhere over that, I would have had a hard time, especially getting Pratt back at 7.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
But Dale, like you and I were talking on Bengals and Brews earlier, I think, well, not Lou, but linebackers coach has a bit of connection with Love from the Giants, so that's something to look at also too. But that was the one you talked about that really caught my attention was him. Like you said, captain at the age of 24. Sign me up for someone like that, just kind of coming into his prime also.
But am I also just going to lose my mind and we're pigeonholed into right tackle at the beginning of the draft? If we don't sign one, you guys know you're in a group chat with me.
Yep.
I lose my mind all the time, and I'm like, I just want us to sign a serviceable right tackle.
Yes,
They're out
Because
there.
if not, I feel like we have to take one in the first round.
The one that's not going to cost you any money, and unless he's signed today, is Cameron Fleming.
That's who I want.
That's not a favorite name for a lot of people to hear. And I know he's been hurt periodically, but we're also asking for somebody to be a swing tackle, be a stopgap, probably not even start. Because if the chips fall the way everybody thinks they're going to in the draft, you'll have a right tackle by the second round, most likely.
He is.
See, I feel like that is just the way I have it graded. Santori is like you either take one in the first, or you're probably left shit out of luck in the second.
You very well could be. I mean, I've that's why I say I don't like approaching the draft with needs.
Same.
But at some point, once you start paying everybody, it's not feasible to fill needs in free agency with a budget. because free agency is always going to be the most expensive way to fill a need. It just is. In the tackle position is not an easy one to get at all. There's just a shortage. And I'm just so happy that Greg pointed it out today. Even the kid, Jawan Taylor, that we were all kind of crossing our fingers for, he was projected to get 14 and be at right tackle. Well, he ended up getting 20 a year and going to left tackle. And he's given up more sacks at tackle than almost anybody in the league over the last 2 or 3 years. The market for tackles has just exploded. So $20 million for somebody that gives up just as many sacks as Jonah, what would Jonah get? We're bitching about him making 12.8 on a tag or his 5th-year option, and 12.8 is probably
we don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
It's probably a bargain. What is
when me and Greg was on our show last week, I had the one guy who made 13 comments, and I say this stuff don't bother me, but I talked to you about it too, James. It did bother me. Yep. It did. Because I'm like, he's like, well, they talked to the market. He's like, you talked about left tackle, you talked about Jonah for 20 minutes of the show, and it's like before the draft, and I'm like, well, you kind of have to. It goes hand in hand.
Yep.
And we did a 2-hour fucking show. Excuse us for fucking spending 2 hours of our life fucking just bullshitting, but also doing hypotheticals that we actually study.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But
sorry,
Bengal Dad, what are you thinking?
Let's go with the grades. We talked about grades, Mr. Kicker Bully.
we talked about what, grades?
Yeah, like as Greg asked me off air, we can go around the horns. We'll start with you. We'll go over to me, and then we'll wrap around. Start with you. What grade would you give day one?
I'd probably give it a C. I mean, you knew they were losing Bates, so don't even consider that.
Right.
They got Pratt. That was a plus. They lost Bell. That's a minus. To me, they're neutral. I give them a C.
This is where I'll get in trouble. I'm going to say D. I'll go slightly lower. And the reasoning is I 100% agree with you. You lost the guy you expected. You lost one and brought one back. The issue with me, and this is just strictly from looking at a roster point of view, you gutted an entire room at safety. If you'd have lost one, if I'd have had one starting safety and one starting linebacker, I'd have felt like a C. But I got 2 starting linebackers now, and they're probably the best linebacker duo in the NFL, which is awesome. But to not have a starting safety, and I know everybody goes, oh, what about Dax Hill? Dax Hill's not proven yet. We've never seen him start. He's not a starter
Well, Santori, couldn't we have said at one point last year, about halfway through the year, we had the best safety duo?
You could have, and now they're both gone.
Yeah, so, I mean,
I would rather have 1 and 1 than 0 and 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Personally. I would rather have some continuity on the second level, because right now, look at your secondary. You don't know if Awuzie is ready. Cam Taylor-Britt seems like he's a good thing. You hope he keeps progressing. Hilton's solid. And then you have no safeties.
I would say if we're talking next Monday and this hasn't been satisfied, that's a problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
7:30 on the first Monday night of the not even free agency, I don't think it's a problem.
No, it's not a big deal right now. And like I told Greg off air, if I wake up tomorrow morning and they've signed like a Juan Thornhill or, like Dale said, Julian Love, then it's like, okay, well, I'm back to maybe even a B, depending on who the person is.
I'm back for B for Boner if we get one of those guys.
No, when I do the grade, I do it based on if free agency ended today, and I don't think there's anybody on the fucking planet that would give them an A if it ended today.
No.
But luckily, you've got 3 weeks of this, so it's maybe just day one. It's not my favorite day one. If you wanted an A, you look at last year's free agency. That's a freaking A on day one.
Oh. I was going to say we were never going to get an A because of the guys we have to re-sign.
No.
Like, for pure free agency, there would be a problem if we're getting an A almost.
Yeah, you could start kissing a lot of other people goodbye.
Yeah.
Greg?
You know what? Me and Bengal Dad never hardly usually agree much, but I agree with you, Bengal Dad. I'm going to go C and all that and stuff. Like you said, we all knew I think everybody in this entire
What
world
happened?
knew Bates was going to be gone. That's why I don't count it and all that. That's why I didn't even count Bates or anything. But you know what? If you really look at this, if it really came down to this, sure, you lost Bell. But, I mean, can you all agree with me? If I were to tell you guys we were going to get Jermaine Pratt, one of maybe the top coverage linebacker in the league for just $7 million a year, what would you honestly have all said to me?
I'd have said sign him because we've said it several times on the show. Would you bring back Pratt?
Mm-hmm.
And the conversation was always, what's the market? If the market's the 20 million that some of these guys get, like freaking Edmonds got with the Bills.
Yeah, he
like,
got 18 per.
18 a year right after Pratt signed his. He's not that much better than Pratt. They're probably about the same. Pratt's a lot more opportunistic with turnovers. I'll say that.
Value-wise, getting Pratt back's an A, right? Value.
Oh, that's like 4 A's. I don't even have. When I saw that TJ Edwards was going to sign for 7, 8, 8 a year, or whatever it was, I went, "Ooh!" I said, "You're bringing back Pratt now. If that's really the market, because those guys are very similar, you can cross those $20 million deals off and start looking at 7. And at 7, the number one coverage linebacker in the NFL, that's a steal.
Oh, hell yeah.
An absolute steal.
Well, how much did you think he was going to get, Santori? Like, what was your personal guess?
I honestly thought he'd get somewhere between 10 and 15.
That's
I
what
didn't think he'd get to the 20 range like some of these guys got. I thought, like, if you'd have told me he got 4 and 72 like Edmonds, I'd have been like, man, that's steep, but I guess the market's up again, or what we say it every year with one position. If he'd have signed for 4 years 40 or 4 years 50 from somewhere, it wouldn't have shocked me.
Now, one more thing. Do you think this will affect Logan Wilson, or is this such a good deal this won't even matter?
I hope it affects it in a good way, is what I said earlier.
And well, Dad and I talked on the phone right after the Pratt deal, and we were like, sign Logan Wilson right now if that's the market.
I'd extend him right now if this is what the market is.
But at the same time, then Edmonds hits an hour later at 4 and 72, and it's like, well, okay, what's going on? And then 30 minutes before the show starts, David Long signs for 2 years, $11 million combined.
Yeah.
And it's like, some guys are getting 5, some guys are getting 7, some guys are getting 18. And quite frankly, the guy that got 7, I think, was the best linebacker that signed today.
Wow.
So I don't really understand the market. And I think a lot of people have a lot of questions on the linebacker market today.
Yeah. Dale, go ahead, bud.
What am I answering? Just the overall grade for today?
Yeah.
An I for incomplete?
Yeah. That's fair.
No, that's a cop-out. I won't do that. No, I'm close
It's
to
fair,
that.
though.
It is fair, though, Dale.
Yeah, that's the way to cheat and do it. But I'll say B minus, where you guys said C, Greg and Dad, is because I do think the value of the contract for Pratt was good enough to push it a little up for me from the C to at least a B minus or a solid B. And Bell, like, I love Bell. I expected to keep him and lose Pratt. So that's just give or take whatever. Both good players. Pratt's keeping that linebacker duo is good, but we need to sign a safety. So it's the incomplete would be because let's see if we sign a safety, and who is it?
Totally agree.
I'm going to go with a C minus. I don't think it's quite
What
a B.
Fucking hater.
It's
What a
close. Here's the thing. Everybody thought that Von Bell was coming back. They thought that was the easiest person to keep. He bolts. So we lose him. We lose Bates right after. And we somehow keep Pratt. To have, like Santori was saying, to have zero safety depth right now, it hurts. And we got to get it. And if we don't get it here, do we trust somebody in the draft to get it?
No. It's not a good draft class for safety.
So
I know Derek's been high on Sidney Brown, but
so we have to hit now. So if we don't get something in the next 12 hours, I don't know. Do we get it? So that's why I'm kind of down on it. C.5 or C minus. Maybe if we hear something here shortly, let's push it up to a B. But to have let's put it this way: to have Tyson Anderson, who hasn't played a snap, and Dax Hill, who hasn't really started a whole lot, and play a ton of snaps as our safety room, it hurts.
Okay, and that is a very good point about the Dax Hill, and if Von Bell would have came back having that veteran presence beside him every day in the safety room, on the field, everything is very important. So, the linebackers, like, oh, they still would have had, they're all veterans, honestly.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that knocks it down a bit.
I don't really think this is anything to worry about.
No,
There are so many safeties out there. And again, Von Bell, he was a solid safety.
He was very mid from the Saints.
He wasn't top 10 in the NFL. He was in the middle of the pack. He just knew the system really well. And let's face it, we all loved him because he freaking knocked the shit out of Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, that was the turning point of the whole franchise.
Can I give a timeout real quick?
No, sure. Let that cook.
Go ahead.
It's based on that, though. I'm going to piggyback.
Okay.
You know more than anybody on the planet that I'm talking to Dad that when guys chase money, it breaks my heart. I want guys that want to be here. I understand the generational money thing. I get it. I understand getting that giant payday. I really do. To me, though, if you're with a winning program, I'd rather make $14 million and win and have a fantastic lifestyle than go $16 million and lose for Atlanta, kind of deal. I'm not necessarily calling out Jesse Bates there. It's just
you're 100% calling out Jesse Bates. Yeah. Come on.
No, it's just the number that's fresh on my mind. It's for anybody. But here's
that's
the deal.
Okay. It's true.
But at the same time, I think I can give Von Bell a pass because he was the guy that finally stood up to Pittsburgh and said "fuck you" and punched him right in the fucking mouth.
Absolutely.
And if it's like the Ryan Finley thing, everybody's like, "Oh, is that a bust at the 5th round pick?" I'm like, "No, did you see what he did to him on Monday Night Football? I'll take that one win." There are some moments that you can earn a pass for, and what Von Bell did, and I'm not trying to overstate it. We were the little brother, and we're not anymore. They don't have that complex anymore. It used to be they played the uniform. What Von Bell did for this franchise, and I'm sure Zach's done a lot of it and Burrow's done a lot of it, but from a physicality standing up to the bully moment, I mean, there's not a whole lot more important moments in the history of this franchise to me. They don't have a ring, and they've been bullied by this pesky son of a bitch team for 50 years. Someone finally stood up and punched the bully in the mouth. If he needs to leave and go get the bag somewhere else, I get it. Thank you. Because they don't feel that way anymore. I'm good. What he gave me is more valuable than any contract he can get.
Absolutely.
That's how I truly feel about it.
I would agree 100%. If the guy doesn't want to be here, he doesn't want to be here, but you can't take away what he did when he was here.
No, you can't.
And then he completely flipped the script. We're not the pussies anymore. I love it. He freaking smoked the shit out of that guy, and it just turned everything.
It was like a wall finally got broken. And
yeah, it's exactly what it was. It was something that we thought AJ Green did it in the playoffs in 15. That didn't get it done. That was the moment. That was the moment right there that you knew we're never going to be afraid of Pittsburgh again.
Do we underestimate Jesse Bates in a way for some of the things he's done now that he's officially not here anymore? Between his interception against Tennessee, his interception in the Super Bowl, like some of the big plays because we always kind of had one eye on he's out the last couple of years.
He had a tendency come late November to kind of turn it on. The last 2 years, I mean, film grades, whatever, however metric you want to look at it, he was great. The issue is, one, his agent. Two, the way he started the last 2 years.
Don't get me started on that agent, man. We're going to come into problems with T.
I know.
Saying it.
I know. But if he would have started out the 2021 season the way he played through the end of 21 and the way he played through the end of 22, he'd still be here.
I agree.
The inconsistencies kind of bit him. But my God, when they were important games, he showed up. I'll give him that. I can't stand the lackadaisical approach of, oh, I'm under the franchise tag. I don't want to get hurt. I get it. I do. That's your opportunity to get paid and have life-changing money, as if $13 million on a franchise tag isn't life-changing money. But I'll digress. So I do understand it. It's a business decision. You are going to be more hesitant. But at the same time, man, you've been playing football your whole life.
Bro, a couple $100,000 life changing money for me. So
right,
anybody need a body buried? Call Dale. You give me a couple of $100,000. Got you.
That stuff bothers me. The money really does, especially because once you hit a certain amount, your quality of life doesn't change. I know I say it every offseason. I'm sure people get sick of me saying it. But I didn't like the holdout situation. I'm not going to play hard because I'm under the tag. You're not a football player.
Well, I know. Oh, all right. And I know we don't want to go this far ahead or make ourselves sad, but okay, sticking with where it's Bates and the same agent, you guys see that could be a point to where if he doesn't get a contract this offseason, he starts to do the little holdout at training camp type thing.
With T?
Yeah.
It's the same agent. They play by their agent's rules, unfortunately. We've seen
I know no one wants to talk about that, but I think that's a possibility.
Let's shelve the talk for another year.
All right.
I agree with you, but I don't want to go down that road just yet.
Yeah, we suffered enough today, but I get what you're saying.
I don't think we suffered today. Like, if anything, like you guys gave it a C, right?
Yeah.
Or James said an F- because he just.
I didn't give the worst grade. You're dogging me.
We gave the worst grade.
Okay, I need to add one more thing about Bates here. I haven't been a fan of him for at least 2 years. He showed up in the playoffs last year. Thank God. And nobody talks about this. How the hell on 4th and 3 in the AFC Championship does he leave Kelsey stand 6 foot to his right and he can't get over there to knock the ball down on 4th and 3?
No, I agree with you, Bagel.
Kelsey doesn't have those kind of moves.
No, if you think he's up there with Derwin James, you're out of your – look, I like Jesse Bates, great leader, but if he thinks he's up there with Derwin James, you're out of your mind.
Jesse Bates fell asleep on that play.
I'll say that Kelsey is one of the best pass catchers in playoff history. I think there's something a little bit to that.
But is it almost like he's not the fastest, the smoothest, the biggest? He just makes catches? Is that almost my argument for Michael Mayer if he falls to 28?
He was just standing there.
Here's the deal.
He didn't make a great move.
When you have a tight end running a 9 route and you're capped over him, meaning you're nose to nose the whole way, and Mahomes is rolling out and you've got a deep half or a quarter, depending on how they decide to read that back end, and Kelsey was the only man that went deep and the only guy in your zone, and everybody else ran a flat, it's like, how did you let him get that far? Like, if he catches a contested jump ball, so be it. But he was
Correct.
so fucking far away.
You normally don't see a broken play where the quarterback's rolling off to his right. He's looking and looking and looking. And Kelsey's just standing. There's only 2 people in the entire end zone. And he's standing there, and it's like they're walking next to each other.
Well, I need to bring
the first thing I thought was, there's that great Jesse Bates. It shows up in postseason.
When Jesse Bates, we didn't get an extension done. There were people going on Twitter saying this is the same old Bengals who don't sign their players. I'm like, shut up. I mean, Jesse, I don't blame them that they didn't sign. I wouldn't have given them 60 year.
I have no idea how true this report is. Because I don't know this guy. He says he writes for The Athletic, and I can't find him anywhere. So
is this the C.J. Gardner Johnson one?
No. Well,
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. From Scott Shanahan?
Yeah, everybody's calling him fake.
Okay. I'm going to say it's fake. And the thing that tipped me off for it being fake, since we're on the Bengals are cheap narrative, is it says the Bengals have the front runner in the situation due to offering more guaranteed money than Philadelphia. And I thought, that's the first time I've ever read that
Yeah,
in
right.
my life. Whether you think we're cheap or not, no one's ever typed a headline about the Bengals offering more guaranteed money.
Yeah.
We have tons of money in escrow. We're just gonna. Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, oh, it doesn't sound right.
Yep.
Who would you rather be? Would you rather be the Bengals, who were that close 2 years ago, or Philadelphia, who was this close this year?
It just lost.
And freaking half the Eagles are leaving. We got one guy that surprised us so far and has left, and
And one guy that surprised us and came back to kind of offset.
I know it. I know it. I think everything's going to be fine. I truly think everything's going to be fine.
Are we more surprised that Pratt signed back, or were we more surprised that a Bell left? That's the question.
Oh, I was shocked that Bell left.
When I saw what one of the linebackers signed for early, and I was talking to my son, and he said, "Dad, if that's the market, you might get Pratt back." Once I started feeling that way, I was more surprised that Bell left.
Yeah, because we all got that.
Bell was a done deal.
We got that excitement up to where we're like, "Holy shit!" We surprisingly kept Bates, or we kept Pratt. We're also should be able to now work out a deal with Bell.
Mm-hmm.
And now, if we do nothing else but those two moves today, we say we're winners. We come on here and we say A for day one.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. If they'd have kept Bell, absolutely.
Well, I still said B because I'm on my right tackle thing. I've been on it. I can't get off of it.
I don't blame you. But no,
I don't want to have to force ourselves into a need in round one of the draft.
Dale, I'm on your side. I agree with you, man.
Well, you don't want to fall into a situation where you're sitting there at 21 and go, well, guess we have to draft Billy Price.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want that again. Sorry.
Oops, guess we have to draft Drew Sample.
Can we get one good safety?
That is at least the 7th time I've heard his name in the past week or so, Santori. And you know what?
I've seen articles saying we're going to re-sign him and bring him back.
Fucking name. I'm so fucking fed up with this goddamn fucking Drew fucking Sample. I mean, that man can't even sample my nuts. That's how I feel about him. He couldn't pay me enough to sample what my nuts smell like.
Did you see what Josh Oliver signed for today?
$21 million.
A blocking tight end got 3 years, 21.
Yeah, but at least
if you want to know why Hayden Hurst isn't coming back, a blocking tight end got 3 years, 21.
But he can actually block. Remember when we got Sample? We traded second round just to say this is a blocking tight end, and it's like, but he can't fucking block.
If you want to know why Hurst isn't
sorry,
coming
James.
back.
Take the ball, James. I'm sorry. No more Drew Sample talk, James. Get us back on track.
You know, it's interesting. We're talking about a blocking tight end getting so much money. You know what he was projected for? 3 point. Where'd it go? Oh my God! I just lost it. 3.5. There it is. 3.5 million is what he was projected for per year, and he gets that contract.
Oh, the
Oliver.
Josh Oliver.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, there's been some interesting contracts, that's for sure, today.
Yep.
There are right tackles that cost less than that.
Yeah.
And they can block better. Just go sign another right tackle and stick them out there. Have a 6-man line and have a 340-pound tight end.
Crypt Keeper, mind your damn business.
Why? No.
Well, let's switch gears here a little bit. Dad, aside from safety, what would you like to see them do in this free agency period?
I'm with Dale. I've been saying it for years. You just got to protect Burrow. They can have a subpar number 20 defense, But if you block for Burrow, he will outscore what our defense will give up. Just get me offensive line protection.
Any kind of right tackle for right now.
I'll do
For the
it.
first half
Just
of the
make,
season.
he just has to be average, and he's got to be able to stay healthy.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of names still available at right tackle.
Well,
Lot.
I'm going to say something we could upgrade on the defense, guys, because I'm looking at the title of the show here on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive line.
Well, let's
Yes.
just segue into that because that's the position.
I feel like there's some defensive line, D tackles, D ends, because you guys have a whole show scheduled, right? For So you guys are way more professional than Bengals and Brutes. We're not professional.
We just can't stick to our schedule.
You are tickling the heartstrings of my father, who every 2 or 3 nights will call me and try and pitch ways for us to be more professional.
Oh, well, I am not professional, so. Yeah.
What?
I know.
What?
I've been faking it this whole time, guys. I know I was the model of consistency and the model of professionalism, and I let you guys down. I'm sorry.
Well, we can either get into the D-line talk or we'll
I
kind
think
of
we could probably do that pretty quick and then jump right up into free agency.
Yeah, we're coming up on 42 minutes, so let's rattle through this one real quick.
Well, you guys start rattling. I got to let the dog out.
Okay.
I love that. No.
All right. Number 1, DJ Reader.
Extend him.
He's here. We're good.
Extend him.
Keep him here forever. Lifetime contract.
Yes.
We're good.
That was fake news, by the way, that guy that said that.
Shave the head. Shave
Yeah.
the head.
Shave his head, shave his balls, shave his whole body.
Whoa.
What?
Okay.
Damn, bro.
Like a swimmer.
Yeah.
We got Michael Phelps at on the D line.
Yeah.
It's going to be quicker.
Trey Hendrickson. Good to go.
I mean, yeah. This isn't hard.
Sam
Hold
Hubbard.
on. I want to go back to Hendrickson.
Oh my God.
Oh, geez, Dale.
What, guys? It's my show, okay? So, listen. There was a conversation where people said, oh, maybe you cut him and save some money.
No.
Can we just tell those people they're stupid at least?
You don't
Yes.
cut pass
Yeah.
rushers. If
Yeah,
you
you
have to cut
fucking
your pass
idiots.
rushers, you screwed something up.
Yeah, whoever said that on Twitter and stuff, you guys are fucking stupid cunts. All right, continue.
Woo! All right.
I hope our sponsor that we just picked up today is all right with that. But
Hey, Dale, what does Marissa say about this one?
You know what, Greg? You didn't have to go there.
He did, though.
I'm going to call an emergency support group meeting.
Say what it is.
Sam Hubbard support group for fucking men who are tired of their women talking about how much they love Sam Hubbard and his big muscles and his big cock and his beautiful face.
There it is. We're good with him. Ohio State, I'm sure people like that. Tufele.
I like his hair there.
Yeah, maybe.
He filled in really well last year when he had to play. Ogunjobi! Bengal dad is bringing back Ogunjobi.
I,
Got to bring him back.
Oh my gosh.
For
Let's see.
$10 million a year, that's the reports.
no, he's not going to get that.
I know. I don't think he will either, but
If Larry gets $10 million a year, I at least get $100,000 for doing this show.
I mean, can we
about
split
time,
100
about
grand?
time I stopped making $0 million.
You can split it.
I don't even see Ogunjobi on here. Oh, I'm probably never mind. There he is.
Joe Goodberry said we're not putting him on.
No, I got it. Never mind. 10 mil is what they're projecting him at.
Yeah, that's insane.
I just said that. Like, you guys think I just make shit up out of my ass?
Well,
No one ever believes me because I'm an alcoholic. This is bullshit.
wait,
Trust the alcoholic.
hold on. Iceman said that if Larry gets 10 million, he'll shave your head.
damn.
Okay, no.
And then he said balls for some reason. I don't know why, but that was before. But
Bring back Larry.
all right. So Tufele, it's a
Maybe.
Yeah, he's worth a camp invite, right?
All right,
Like,
what in God's name is Pork Chop talking about? Austin Eckler to the Bengals.
No.
well, that was earlier today.
Well, I
right?
want it to be true, but I don't.
I don't want it to be true. What are we
Earlier
gonna
today,
give up for?
Earlier today, we saw Austin Eckler, and request to seek a trade, and then people were putting the pieces together that, well, if the Bengals got rid of Mixon, Eckler would be a good fit there. The way he can catch passes because the Bengals pass a lot, makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But what does this cost Santori? Almost $7 million a year.
He's due $6.2 million. Then he's a free agent.
I mean,
What do you have to give up to get him?
Exactly. Like, what do I have to give up for a rental player running back?
I don't know, 5th or 6th round.
probably gonna be more for him, I would think.
Yeah.
Okay. If I could okay, Santori, I'll ask you this. I know how much you hate running backs, and I know we're on the D line.
Oh my God.
But okay, let's just say $6 million, $6.5 million for one season for a 6th-round pick for Austin Eckler.
For a 6th rounder?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
That might put me over the top this year. I'm close enough to where I'd consider that.
Let's put it this way with Santori. Every 4 years, he wants a new group of running backs. He doesn't hate running backs. He just wants new ones.
I just don't want to extend them.
No, I agree with that, Santori.
But I've heard people, and not saying you guys, but I've heard people say, man, if we could just find like an Austin Eckler.
Oh, don't get me wrong. He's my favorite running back in the NFL. That's why I'm incredibly tempted. But man.
Cam Sample, roster spot, right? DN, good rotational.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to play more 3-tech last year. He did not.
How about that segue? Love it. I'm with you, Dale.
No,
For sure.
I agree with that, Dale.
And these are all guys that are under contract currently.
Yeah.
Tupelo.
Josh Tupou, they got him at least one more year, right? They signed him 2-year last year.
Why not?
That man's always under contract with us.
Well, because we trust him to at least
he's just a big boy.
He can fill in.
And I'll never forget that time he
tracked down Lamar in the open field.
That's it. That's the one, Santori.
That was the greatest moment of his life. Lamar Jackson had that man one-on-one.
Right.
And couldn't figure it out.
Roster spot, right? I think
him.
Zach Carter, I think we can upgrade him. We need to upgrade him for 3-tech pass rush.
No, we did. I know he developed well last year, but still, man, if you can find someone better, go for it.
Larry.
God.
Dad, you're not wrong. I'm just saying there's guys in the draft. There's other guys. But I know you buy a jersey, you want the guy with the jersey to come back. And I get it.
I with Carter, he's going into his 2nd year. It's not like he's old.
Exactly.
Get him some snaps. Let's see what he can do.
But you're not banking on that, James. You're not
No,
banking
Lord,
on
no,
him
no,
for
no.
pass rush snaps.
No. See? Ken knows.
I know. I just wanted to clarify that for in general, you know what I mean? He can get you some snaps, but it shouldn't be let's say we're in a game against the Chiefs, 3rd, 4th quarter, you want Zach Carter in there, or you hope we upgrade it?
Oh, I would hope that we upgraded.
Yep.
If we didn't, I would hope that Zach Carter has showed a whole lot that he's outperforming what we thought.
I agree. Jeff Gunner?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, I had him as a 5th-round guy. We got him in the 7th, so
He didn't have much opportunity either.
he blocked a punt or a field goal against the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm. That was roughly it.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go on any longer. Do you guys have anything else? Because that's it.
No. And then
Oh,
Osai.
Boost up. He's good.
I like him.
You'll be
I
okay,
like-
Dad.
Dad,
I
it
hope
was
he
one
learns.
mistake.
He better learn real
Dad, it was
quick.
one mistake, Dad.
should have learned that when he was in high school.
But he played so well that overall game that you can't take that part away
I-
from him.
I would argue every player should have learned all of that during high school, and they still make the mistakes.
Well, the damn refs should have learned how to ref well before they ever got into the fucking NFL. But they fucked us multiple years in a row. So those fucking refs need to go back to fucking kindergarten. Back to kindergarten ref school and fucking ref dodgeball them pieces of shit. Just saying.
Kindergarten.
Right now, he is on the same plane as Malaluga is with me.
Don't you do this to me, Dad?
Same number.
Yeah.
Same number.
It's the same number, too. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
God, I knew you were
Yeah.
about to say some out of pocket shit.
What was that game? What was that game? It was against the Raiders, wasn't it? Wasn't it against the Raiders in the final 30 seconds?
Throw the flag.
I hope Osai is good. Right now, I can't get that out of my head.
It's fair. He's got a chance of being really damn good, but
I hope he's better than Carl Lawson.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
reminds
the
me a
same
lot
number.
of Carl Lawson right
You
now.
keep naming guys number 58. Get it out of your
I
head.
know it. I can't help that. But he reminds me also. He legitimately reminds me of Carl Lawson right now.
I like Osai, and I think he's going to learn from what happened.
Yeah, I think you.
I think it's going to help
I
him.
think he's going to be a damn good pass rusher.
Yep.
I really do.
Yeah. Leave him alone,
Will we
Bengals.
retain him? Who knows? But do I think he's going to be good? Yes.
And that's the last slide. Now, you're welcome, sir. I did that for you.
I'm not used to this professionalism. Hey, would you like another unpaid job? I know it
Another
should.
unpaid job? Is that what you said?
Yeah, oh yeah, I ain't paying you shit.
No, I don't. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. Listen,
Who
now
doesn't want more unpaid jobs?
what do we do? Let's talk free agents right now.
Let's do it.
Did we do this already?
Well, we haven't talked about the available ones.
Right.
Well, it's almost everybody.
Yeah.
Bengals, they just go with it.
Dad, if you're tired, go to bed.
So are you guys wanting somebody like
Dad, I'll tuck you in. I'll drive 2 hours from here and tuck you in. You give me that fucking wink and I'm there.
I'm gonna throw a few names out here and just see what sticks. Okay.
Penis.
Zadarius Smith.
Oh, I thought we were.
What?
Zadarius Smith.
I would definitely.
Thought it was like a buzzer.
I would think about Zadarius.
I would
He's still
definitely.
very productive.
Yep.
Old.
Bengal Dad.
Just move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yannick Ngakwe.
I need you to understand 90% of the words that you're going to say to my dad right now are going to register a big old just question mark on
Exactly.
his forehead.
That sounded like a tennis player you just said.
Yeah, Yannick Ngakwe. Yeah.
I'm buzzing in.
Do it.
Only 28 years old, still speed, 9.5 sacks for the Colts last year. Once again, Santori and I say this all the time. For the right cost,
Right.
love to have him.
I'll take almost 80% of the league for the right cost.
Yeah, I know, but you can't. I buzzed in. You didn't buzz in.
Okay, here we go. Santori. Melvin Ingram.
No,
Why not?
I don't like his name.
30, like 5 years old. Or
He's
something.
getting old. I know that. I knew that name. He's getting old.
But if he's coming in like near the end in certain situations, I would take that.
There's better out there for the price.
All right.
All right, Bengal Dad.
You better give him something he knows. Like,
Is it McPherson?
Larry Ogunjobi.
Oh, yeah. Give me some Larry.
You're
settle
welcome.
down, girls. There's enough Larry to go around.
Yeah.
I want all the Larry I can get.
All right, here's a name that's been floating around a little bit today from a source that maybe people don't believe. $17 million a year is what he's projected. Draymond Jones.
Who?
Draymond Jones.
He was a Ohio State Buckeye. He's been on the Broncos.
Yeah, 26.
I don't know if he'll get to 17, but I could see anywhere between
So I rarely
12 to 14.
I say this. I like to seem like I know what I'm talking about for the most part. Rarely do I have absolutely no idea who someone is. But Matt Schultz called me. He goes, Draymond Jones. I was like, I don't know who that is at all. He goes, he's really good. And I was like, what position I don't know anything about this.
He's a D tackle.
There are some people that just escape me, and he is one of them.
Too expensive would be my.
You said 17 a year?
Yes.
Even down to like 13 to 14 if he hangs around.
I've already got 4 guys on my D line that make 10 million or more. No, thank you.
Yeah. All right, so let's go. Somebody like Akeem Hicks.
Yes.
Old.
Why not?
Bengal Dad?
Can we take some of those players that just left Philadelphia? that all had like 15 sacks.
Fletcher Cox, seven sacks.
Yeah.
Fletcher Cox.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Calais Campbell.
No.
Yes.
132.
No.
Why?
He's
No.
36.
I don't care. So are you.
He was having trouble
Hey,
staying healthy
Shucks,
last
don't
year.
say that.
He missed some time. Fair amount of time.
Santori, don't ever bring up my age ever again.
Okay.
Hey, you guys winding this episode down because my dog's barking.
Yes.
All right. Love you guys.
Take care, buddy.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love you. Yes.
No, but Santori, so you don't care that he's 36 years old.
Some guys it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters with him.
I would have taken Tom Brady at 36.
Well, yeah.
Again, we need to go back to our outlier clause. He is not allowed to be used.
Okay.
All right. I'm scrolling through this list here. Justin Ellis.
Don't know him.
I feel like an idiot.
Apparently he played 0 snaps last year.
Well, there you go. That narrows it down.
It's good value. You can get him on the cheap.
All year injured. Hayden's brother Maurice Hurst. It's not really his brother.
I don't think they're brothers.
Nah.
They fall under the brother from another mother category.
Yeah.
No, I would not. He's got terrible medicals.
Yeah. All right. There's 1,000 people I can name right now, but
Do it.
that would just did you say do it?
Bengal Dad would love to go through every single one of them, name by name.
What?
Yeah. I want to talk about the that freak quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens.
Wait, Bengal Dad, before we go, are you growing a mustache?
A little bit.
He is.
Okay.
A little bit.
Oh, I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
Bengal's Dad stash.
Yes.
Well, let's
The
not
BB
Lamar
stash.
Jackson. Let's talk about him.
Well, I heard something. I can't remember who mentioned it to me today, but apparently he has made the comment that he may sit out the whole year. Like that's going to surprise anybody.
No, I can.
He sat out the last 5 games last year with very, very little reason.
So
We're never going to get him on the show, so I'm going to say it. He's a piece of trash. I hate Lamar Jackson. He's garbage. He takes a sport that people are supposed to love and play hard and excel at. He's turned it completely into a money grab, and he's put his team into just a horrible position where I'm the leader, but I'm in the back of the room. I hate Lamar Jackson.
All right.
that's
No, no.
fair.
You think he was holding out for the last part of the year?
He could have played to the end of the year. He absolutely could have played.
Mahomes played on a worse.
Yeah, Mahomes did.
Yep.
And Mahomes' injury looked worse than Lamar Jackson's. I know I'm not a doctor. I can't say things like that. No, I wouldn't take him on a bet. He wouldn't be my backup quarterback.
I think
He's horrible. He's horrible for team morale.
I think the Ravens players were even saying, like they were even tweeting out, like, why isn't he out there?
Yep.
Well, Hardball, remember they would ask Hardball, and he's like, you have to ask him. He wouldn't even cooperate with Hardball or anything.
Right.
Because he quit on his team.
Yes, he did.
He quit on his team in the middle of a pennant race. He said,
Yep. It's tough too.
Yep.
I just had to bring it up because I just like bringing up negative things.
No kidding.
It's all good.
Hey, let's talk about the Reds since we're being negative right now.
These
Hey,
guys,
they're
I
all
couldn't tell you anything about the Reds. I knew nothing about what's going on.
doing it right now. Christian Encarnacion Strand, come on, he's leading
Can't
the
wait
league.
to trade him in 2024 for a double-A reliever.
He's leading the league in every stat right now in spring training. Everything.
Great.
Number one.
Watching him right
Is he
now.
going to help us win games
So
this year?
let's talk about him in September. I know nothing about the guy, but he's probably going to hit like 186.
He might.
That's just the way it's going to work.
Yeah, no, I know.
He's not even going to make the roster.
Well, I don't know how you could. I think I could make the roster. I don't know how anybody could not really make the roster. They're just not allowed to have more than 26 guys or whatever the rule is. It might be 27 in the beginning of April, then 26 in the middle of April, then 25, and you got a doubleheader. We're going to take it back up to 26. Baseball's such a mess.
Yeah, Hunter Green. I mean, look, I was a big fan when we drafted Hunter Green. I was excited, but like
That was the last time I was excited about the Reds.
I know, but like it's like now
Before he blew out his arm.
I feel so bad for him. He's on a bad team. We could have had him when a great team was around. That's just a waste. I mean, I don't know.
I don't feel bad for professionals.
I'm not sure how good he is.
He's the opening day starter.
Yep.
Okay, who was the opening day starter last year?
No clue.
I don't know either.
Actually, I think it was Feldman.
Wow.
Was it?
It was him. He was one of them in the last couple of years.
That was like 2017, wasn't it?
Maybe. I don't know.
I just want to see Hunter Green pitch consistently. He'll have like 5 great innings, and then he'll give up a 3 spot in the 6th.
Yep.
It's like I got to have consistency. I want him to be a really, really, really quality pitcher.
No,
not somebody that's just good for a few innings here or there.
No, he's got a great attitude and all that and stuff. It's just that he doesn't have a team around him.
Tyler Molly. He
That
started
was-
this year, opening
I
day.
actually like Tyler Molly.
He's with the Twins now.
No,
He was decent.
Mm-hmm.
No. You know who I was a big fan of? One of the best trades ever made. Remember we got Sonny Gray, but we signed him to a 3-year deal before the trade was made. And after that 1 year he had, he could have easily made so much more money if we didn't sign him to a 3-year deal.
Yeah, Sonny was a competitor. I liked his attitude.
Yep.
I wish we still had him.
I like Sonny Gray.
He was great. But, yeah, there's some – I think the pitching staff, at least the starters, are going to be solid.
No,
I don't know how good Lodolo is going to be either.
James, they got
I think he's going to be
players.
good.
I'm not sure.
James, I just don't trust the people in the driver's seat who are managing the players. That's what I don't trust.
There's talks about possibly David Bell getting an extension.
Here's a legitimate way to get me to watch the Reds this year. Did you see the news about Bally's today?
What happened now?
Are they going bankrupt?
Yeah.
They're going bankrupt, and Major League Baseball is about to put every single game for free on MLB TV this year.
Oh,
Let's pay to watch them. Thank you. I'll watch them that way.
That's
You
big.
may have to pay attention.
It's still not going to make the Reds any more money, so we're still going to have one of the worst payrolls.
Yep.
Can't win. It's not a sport. Baseball's not a sport anymore.
Well, Santori, didn't you say they have money to spend? They just choose not to?
Sure.
Well, explain to the viewers here, because every time I get into a fight with my people that rip on me for liking the Bengals, he's like, well, Greg, there's a salary cap in the NFL. There's no salary cap in baseball. The Reds can't help it or anything. What do you say to that?
They can't help to necessarily compete with all the other teams necessarily. I mean, it is difficult with the discrepancy with the salary cap, but for them to be spending as little money as they do is remarkable. Let me tell you if I'm going to read you some numbers. You tell me if you think the Reds are in any financial trouble.
Okay.
2017, they were worth $900 million.
All right.
2018, they were worth $1 billion.
Jesus.
2019, they were worth $1.1 billion.
Okay.
2020, the pandemic hit and they went down to 1.07. Last year, they jumped all the way back up to 1.2.
Jeez.
Okay, their value increases by over $100 million every single year after expenses. But somehow they have to cut payroll?
Something ain't right here.
Well,
No, the organization's
keep in
profit.
mind that the value of your franchise is not spendable money.
Not necessarily.
It's like when your house appreciates and you have more equity in your house. Do you go out and spend more money because you got more equity in your house? No, it's the same thing. That part I don't see as a
No, but
as a factor.
I hear rumors that the Reds are bleeding money. If the Reds were bleeding money, they wouldn't be going up in value. They're not bleeding money. Baseball's not bleeding money. Baseball teams are worth more every single year. The value keeps going up.
Don't the A's have like a $33 million payroll or something like that? Isn't it
The
something?
A's have the lowest payroll, I think, in baseball.
The A's here. Remember the movie Moneyball? I
Yep.
love Moneyball.
One of the best of all time.
What was the A's payroll in Moneyball?
I don't know.
About $24 million. They've just broke 30.
Yep.
The Yankees were about
That team was an absolute anomaly, though.
Mhm.
That
No,
only happens
but-
once.
But
In
what
many
I'm
years.
saying is the A's haven't increased their payroll in almost 20 years.
And yet they find ways to win at times.
They can stay in a race longer than the Reds do.
Yep.
That because the Reds keep getting off to these starts where they win like 2 and lose 12,
Yep.
and they have
Or 3 and
they have
losing.
an April of like 5 and 19. Just insane the way they start almost every year.
Looks like their total payroll is like $53 million this year.
Who? The A's.
And what's the Mets?
The A's.
What's the New York Mets?
Don't look at the Mets and their freaking money bags owner. We lost James.
Yeah.
Sorry. We
You
lost
start
our
looking at the Mets
producer.
and the screen blew up.
We lost our producer.
Baseball's just a
Back
terrible.
on the wrong screen.
You go up there. You go up there. You go there. I think that's right. I don't know.
Here, let's see. Their 2023 payroll is around $384 million, the highest in MLB history.
Where is the level playing field in baseball? There's not one. There's no other sport like that.
No.
That's why it's not a sport.
Well, Bengal Dad, aren't they trying to speed up the game now?
Well, what's that matter?
And it don't matter. So the Reds lose faster.
Yeah, there you go.
That's all that happens.
Greg, if you were pitching against a third grader, would it
Yeah.
matter if the third grader had 30 seconds in the box or 10 seconds in the box?
Probably not.
No. All they're going to do is lose faster.
Yeah, there you go. Well, hey, at least, hey, look, man, if you know you're dying, I'd rather know faster than keep waiting about it, right?
That's a
Reds payroll is about 81.
Yeah.
to give you an example, the sport that the baseball is trying to model themselves after with this luxury tax is the NBA.
Oh, Lord.
In the NBA, it almost kind of works. I'm going to go with the middle third of the league. Okay, so payroll 10 through 21. The highest, number 10, are the Chicago Bulls at $152 million. Okay? 21, Minnesota. I don't know who the hell Minnesota is in basketball.
Timberwolves.
Oh,
Okay.
come on, Santori.
$146 million. There's a difference of $5 million between the middle third of the entire NBA. The 29th base team is Charlotte at 126, and then there's a significant drop at 30 for San Antonio. They're almost an outlier at 105.
Jeez.
The max are the LA Clippers at 190.
Damn.
Between 30 teams, there's a discrepancy of 90. That is significantly closer than Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it's 50%. In baseball, it's 10 times.
Mhm.
The A's to the Mets is 10 times.
And the Reds, for the most part, on normal years, when they've spent, have been around 125 to 130.
They've usually been in the middle of the pack.
Right. if we're using that methodology, if the Reds were only being outpaced by the Yankees by about 50 million, oh my God, it would be such a different league.
Damn.
And I would feel decent going into every single year.
And there's also in the NBA, there's max contracts that they're allowed to give out.
Yeah, baseball, they're just like, take the entire team.
Here you go.
Here's $1 billion.
Yeah, Mike Trout, enjoy the southern half of California. That's what you get.
Baseball will never be fixed until it breaks the union.
Yeah. Hey,
I've been saying that since like 1977 or 78.
Bengal Dad, thank you for bringing up that. Can we talk quickly about the NFL thing that people were freaking out on Saturday night about the Bengals?
You better talk to my son more about that. He's got a better understanding of that one.
I'm very mild in terms of my understanding of it because I'm not a healthcare professional. But this is all you need to know. NFLPA is trying to make the Bengals to seem like this absolutely horrid organization that is trying to strip players of their rights and health care and workers' comp. That's what the NFLPA is saying. The vice president of the NFLPA just re-signed with the Bengals today. So if it's really that fucking bad,
yeah,
what are you doing, dude?
What does that tell you? Yeah,
that's all you need to know.
That wasn't the main crap, by the way.
It's an overblown, just this is going to be the most like boomer thing I think I've ever said. Just a bunch of fucking union workers bitching about something is all it is. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah.
It's whether you're a union or not, don't hate me, whatever. But my God, the NFLPA, they want to bitch about something that the Bengals haven't even proposed yet. There's been no legislation written or proposed. And then they want to go to fucking battle to the death with Deshaun Watson to defend that asshole.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're not really helping your case in where I want to pick and choose my allegiance here, guys. Well, you're going to support a 48 million time rapist or whatever he is, and then you're going to blast a team and say they're trying to strip your rights away while simultaneously signing them with your vice president. I don't understand. There's not a whole lot of logic in the NFLPA, so I don't really give a shit what they say.
And to think that the Bengals will be able to determine what happens to the Reds, the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Cleveland Guardians, the Cleveland Cavaliers,
FC Cincinnati,
the Cleveland Browns, FC Cincinnati, Columbus Crew, to say that they're going to be able to determine what happens with all of those professional organizations.
It's just because the Bengals have a point of view.
Yeah.
They're allowed to have a point of view.
All Mike Brown has done is said, look, we are privately funded. The retired player surgeries are getting really expensive. We would like to look at other avenues to help out. The Bengals are like one of 5 teams that are privately funded, by the way. Mm-hmm. The Bengals just wanted to do what everybody else is already doing, and they're the fucking bad guys.
Well, guess what? Whenever the time comes that I retire, guys, and then I have open heart surgery 5 years after that, my ex-company is not going to pay for that bill.
Wow.
So why I agree with what Mike Brown's saying. If that's what he's saying, they shouldn't have to carry this on forever. And they're going to say, well, they got hurt playing your game. Well, they understood going in what the dangers were of playing in the NFL.
And my understanding is that they aren't even trying to not pay for stuff. They're just trying to figure out a way to where it's going to be a little cheaper.
That's all they're trying to do.
Yeah,
that's my understanding, and I could be way off. I could be off base.
I just think I think they want everybody being covered by like Medicare and Medicaid. I think that's what they want.
And
why should they continue to foot the bill?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that.
It's stuff that 45 days from now nobody's even going to remember because
they're not.
The likelihood of this passing is probably low. Because you're going to have all of these other professional franchises weighing in on it. You're going to have to do all kinds of stuff with tax dollars in the state of Ohio. It's an election season. No one's going to want to do all that shit right now.
I'm curious.
And people, here's the thing: as much as we've forgiven him, politicians in Ohio don't like Mike Brown.
No, they do
They're
not.
not really going to want to do what he wants to do.
I wonder when it truly was that he made that statement public. I mean, this could have been months and months and months ago.
Well, he didn't make any statement public. What happened was,
Here, I've got it.
Okay.
I've got it right here. The NFLPA came out and said, and they put a tweet out. This is what they said.
freaking blasted us.
In a move that could impact our entire membership, Bengals ownership is attempting to strip all athletes in Ohio of their workers' compensation benefits.
Yeah.
Check your email for more info and reach out to your PD with questions.
But I wonder when that first, not surfaced, but when it was first said. I just think the timing of it is kind of like when they say a college player did a couple things bad in college the day before the draft. I just found the timing to be very uncanny.
Yeah, Larry.
Right, the day before free agency.
It's from what I've been told, the Bengals have been feeling out this process for several months with their own players and own employees within the organization to get a temperature on what the players would feel about it. There has been no legislation written. There has been no legislation proposed. Nothing has been talked about. This is just someone in the NFLPA caught wind of an idea that Mike Brown had and decided to try and kick him in the fucking taint with it right before free agency. That's all that happened. And then the vice president who retweeted it signed with the team that they wanted to try and take down.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys are kind of dumb, right?
Your wordsmanship, sir, is unmatched.
Yeah, I don't
Put
get
him in the
that.
paint before free agency.
That's what it is.
Right before free agency, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how dumb it is? Seriously, how absolutely dumb it is to put your entire organization out there and say, look at these assholes, and then have your vice president go and sign with them.
Listen, you little wiseacre. I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong.
You were literally too stupid to insult.
Thank you. Congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I mean, what does that conversation look like between the NFLPA and Michael Thomas today?
No idea.
Well, I thought you were on our side.
That's what I.
They offered me $1 million. I don't know. Like, what? How does that go down?
Didn't the NFLPA think the coin flip was a good idea too?
Yep.
Speaking of offering somebody money, 3-year, $22.5 million for Bell, $13 million guaranteed is what he got.
That's I said they offered basically Bell and Pratt the same contract. One bit,
I
one
can't
didn't.
pay him that much.
They could only do it for one play. Well, they guaranteed Pratt more.
Yeah.
It's just
How much do you think they should pay for? Because obviously there's 2 safeties they need now.
Mm-hmm.
How much between the 2 safeties do you think is a reasonable figure to pay for an annual value?
between both of them.
Yes. Remember, because you had said you thought the 2 linebackers, if you could get the 2 linebackers under contract for $20 million, you thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, and you get 7 and 13. You go to Logan. That's probably going to fall right in the wheelhouse.
What do you think about the 2 safeties? How much money do you think they should pay them combined?
I mean, first off, I don't even know what Dax Hill's making this year.
Well, don't worry about Dax.
No. Like if we got free agents, let's say.
Yeah, if Dax Hill was still where he should be, which should be number 3 in my opinion.
If you replaced both both safeties that we lost today with free
If
agents.
you could get 2 for somewhere around 17,
I said 18. Yep.
I'd be happy with that. I mean,
Yeah,
like let's
that's
say
why
you pay one guy 10, another guy 5 or 6, or one guy like Chancey Gardner Johnson's probably going to get about 12 to 13. Even if he gets 15, and then you sign someone, maybe you can get a little bit of a bargain on a $3 or $4 million player.
I'll take that.
I mean, it's what you were going to pay Bates and Bell if Bates said yes and Pratt left.
You were going to probably pay them, probably 17 or 18.
Hey, Thornhill and Poyer, about 16.
I would not pay that at all.
I don't think I like Poyer. I don't think I like him.
Is it because he's got blue eyes?
It must be.
No.
You rarely hear me say things like this. Is Jordan Poyer the one that has the absolute smoke show of a wife that I have like the biggest crush on the planet? Is that Rachel Bush?
No idea.
Oh my God! If Rachel Bush would come to Cincinnati, I'll give Jordan Poyer whatever he wants. You never hear me say things like that, but my God.
Catherine Webb, like she was with McCarron's wife, Catherine Webb.
Sure, yeah. I'm sure my wife's watching, so I'm going to get in trouble in like 5 minutes, but it's all right.
Well, boys, we are at 1 hour and 21.
Yep.
I think I'm going to bow out.
I know you like us to be around an hour, but when we're once a week, we can stretch it a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, twice a week we. Uh-oh. Wait a second.
I'm in trouble.
But Corey might have to leave anyway.
Yeah.
Well, boys, have a good evening. We will be talking to you next Monday, and hopefully by then we've got our safety situation in better shape.
Will do.
Fist bump.
This way.
Boom.
I punched the wall.
See ya, boys.
See ya.
See you, Bengal Dad.
Au revoir. Now what? Come back. Goodbye.
Let's
listen now. We got pork chop all riled up.
Yeah.
Here you go. Can you see it? I've got it broken down by position. This is not my list, by the way. I just clicked the little tab to make it broken down in alphabetical order. What position should we talk about? Should we keep talking safety or should we go wide receiver?
I'm too tired now.
Okay, we can not. There you go. It's gone. It's okay.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, goodness.
Gentlemen, let me go sign my divorce papers. And we'll hang out after dark or something tonight.
Oh, it's all good. I might have to go in here anyway. The kids are getting ready to go to bed. So, well, guys, number one, I want to say thank you to Birmingham and thank you to our new sponsor, threewaycity.com.
Fired up for this.
Yeah, we appreciate them. We have talked with Birmingham about doing a giveaway here soon, and they're getting back with us. They've already said they're interested. And if I remember right, Santori, Three-Way City said that sometime down the road, sometime maybe over the summer or fall, they might be interested as well. So definitely.
Oh, can I call timeout?
Do what?
Can I call timeout?
Yeah, sure.
So I know everybody was kind of interested in like Patrick Peterson at one point. We were like, yeah, Eli Apple and Pat Pete made about the same money last year. That would kind of make sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Peterson just got 2 years, 14 from the Steelers. 70.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they reported that earlier.
Well, I didn't know that. That's way too much fucking money.
That's a lot, man.
That's starter money. So we're gonna get to watch Jamar Chase cook his ass all year.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. But definitely very thankful for our sponsors. Please go check out their websites, birminghammetery.com and threewaycity.com. That's the number 3waycity.com. Go check them out. They got a lot of cool stuff on there. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and be entered into our autographed photo giveaway. And if you don't remember what it is, guess what? I got a picture for you right here. Boom!
Damn.
You got AJ Green. You got Tyler Eifert. Put them together. You get both of those photos if you win the giveaway. All you have to do is send us a screenshot showing that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Once we hit 200 subscribers, you will be automatically entered. And when we hit 200, we will give it away. So please don't forget to subscribe. And Fiji does not understand the Bell deal.
Me neither.
It's all good.
Speaking of deals, though, real quick, the complete details of Jermaine Pratt's deal are out, and I'm very happy they did this the right way.
All right, let's hear
Let's
it.
hear it.
So his total cap number for this year, 5.4.
That's it.
That's nothing.
Whoa.
Total cap number for 2024, 6.8.
What?
What?
Total cap hit for 2025 is 7.9.
You're shitting me.
Oh, wow.
That's a bargain.
That's because he got a $7 million signing bonus on a $20 million deal, which is about 33%.
Yep.
And they've also got him at $1 million roster bonus in 24. Then they've got $750,000 of workout bonuses over the course or per game roster bonuses, my bad, over the course of 3 years.
That's awesome.
So basically, if the time comes that you would need to cut him, he's really only owed 2.3 a year. So if his average, just to make it easy, if his average is 7, you'd save 5 every year by cutting him.
Wow.
That's very team friendly.
Real quick before we go, go ahead, Greg. Go ahead.
How much is he guaranteed?
7?
Well, he got 7 at signing. That was it, actually.
Wow.
He's got a 2.7 base salary this year. His total cash hit this year is going to be 10.1. But I mean, it's
a heck of a deal.
Yeah, you got him for nothing.
That's almost you almost equate that to a hometown discount.
That's what he said in an interview. Is I want to be somewhere I'm going to win. If that means I take less money, I take less money.
Honest.
I don't know what his other offers may have been, but he very much is saying that he took less to be here.
That's an A+ infinity you said for value wise, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And real quick, to possibly end the show here, Stranger has a pretty good comment here. So Bates projects to be around a 3rd round comp pick, and Bell a 4th or a 5th round compensatory pick. So this is something we haven't had in the past few years.
Yeah, they won't have it if we sign somebody. So
correct. Well, am I right in saying that if the value is more, then we don't get it? But
there's a weird fucking formula for it that I don't necessarily know.
And I don't know either. But it looks like as of now, we're projected to get a couple compensatory picks.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what materializes here later. So, but man, we got a lot of information in today.
Ooh.
Holy crap! Just a ton. And Santori, you look like you're done.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Well, for Bengal Dad, Cincy James, Greg Luther, and Will Play Safety for Food, we want to say thank you to everybody for watching. And Crypt, I think we answered it, but If we do nothing tomorrow in free agency, are we in trouble?
No, you've got 3 weeks.
Thank you, Corey.
Well, depends who's
You'll
announced.
see me bitching and complaining on Twitter, but no, you're not in trouble. I'm just impatient.
All right.
That's fair.
For Bengal Dad, Cincy James, Greg Luther, and Will Play Safety for Food, thank you, everybody, for watching. We appreciate all of you. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you to our sponsors. Hooday! And we'll see you later.
And right into the stretch. Looking back and throws up the middle.